Hey gang, Anthony Fontana here from my home here in Long Island, and I just wanted to touch base real quick. First of all, I want to thank you for all the messages today. I really appreciate that. But I'm going to be talking to you individually here for a couple of minutes. I grew up in Brooklyn. We grew in a Sicilian household, second generation, so we spoke English. And back in those days, we didn't have technology. Oftentimes, we had to we communicated by a phone. It's a rotary dial phone. I don't know if some of you guys remember that, right? I didn't even have a color television in those days. The only way to reach out to people was to go out and meet people. If the bell rang, if you were in my house, man, my mother would yell, Anthony, go answer the door. Mom, I'm busy. I don't want to answer the door. And she would say, no, go answer the door. Mom, I'm in the bathroom. I don't want to answer the door. I can't. She didn't care. You had to answer the door because it doesn't matter who was on the other side of that door. They were visiting, they were guests, they were friends. It didn't matter. The cake was ready, the coffee was on, and you met with people. You physically engaged with people. And that's how we did it. You had a problem, you pick up the phone and you call somebody and then you hang it up. There was no call waiting. We didn't know. If the phone was busy, you kept trying. Right? Now today, the technology that you have right now, it makes things a lot easier, so if you can take just these 6 things, I actually wrote them down because I don't want to miss one point. If you understand that your mind controls everything and you apply the technology today that we didn't have when we were younger, and you apply your skill set and your knowledge with technology, there's not one of you that can't get out from wherever you are right now. Where you are is not where you want to be. Number one, 6 things that you can do to change your mindset. You got to begin with the end in mind. I've talked about this a lot in the past. How do you begin with the end in mind? What does that mean? It simply means that the vision that you have, the thing that you want to do, you actually have to see it as reality today. That's not an easy thing to do for a lot of people. Many people think, well, how's that possible? It's not here. I have to get there. I have to wait for it. It's timing. No, it's not. Your brain will bring to itself and bring to you everything, every person, everything you need to give you what you believe you already have. It's just the way the body works, right? It's the way the brain works. And this is something to understand. There's so many books on this subject. You want to pick up a good book, pick up a Wayne Dyer book. He'll educate you on that. Reach out to me. Give me a phone call. I'll spend an hour on the phone with you talking about this stuff because it works. The brain literally takes what you're thinking about, and if you see it as a reality, you're going to get excited. You're going to get passionate about it. The emotional compass that we all have, if that compass is a positive compass, then that means you're going in the direction that you want. If it's a negative emotion, then it's probably not something that's in alignment with your desires and your dreams. So if you believe something that you want is already here, it's already in front of you, and you can feel the emotions of that particular situation, event, car, job, whatever it is, relationship, then guess what? That emotional attraction, that emotional feeling is literally going to open up the doors to you. It's like plugging a socket into a wall, man. The electricity is going to start to flow, and what you need, the people, the ideas, the books, the phone call, will all come into play. But you got to play a role too. You have to do a little bit of work, right? You have to step outside and actually go and do some work, because you're not going to accomplish what you want sitting on your couch staring at the 4 walls. So, number 1, you have to begin with the end in mind. You have to believe it before you see it. Number 2, decide to keep going. One thing I've noticed about successful people around me is they do not stop. They keep going no matter what. They just keep plugging at it, plugging at it, plugging at it. They don't use excuses. They don't use negativity. They don't use the people around them that maybe don't agree with what they're doing and are pushing them to not do something. They literally just don't care. They just keep going. They may fall flat on their face. They get right back up again, and they keep going. See, these are the things that successful people do. They keep going no matter what. I don't know about you. I want to have a great life. I have a great life. You have a great life or a mediocre life. It's your choice. It's your choice. There is nobody around you right now that can dictate to you the life that you want to have. Just doesn't make any sense. I don't want anybody telling me what to do or controlling my agenda. I want my own agenda. I want to provide as much value to people as I can. And by providing more value, guess what? It's going to come back to me tenfold every single time. You can't give with a closed fist, but you actually have to decide to keep going. Trials, tribulations, you're going to have them. We all have them. Look, you look at a successful person, you don't know what's going on behind their closed doors. You don't know what they've gone through to get where they are. The difference between them And some of you is a simple thing. It's a thought process. They know they're okay. They know that whatever's happening is a learning experience. It's not a negative. It's just not a negative. It can feel negative. It might not feel really good. We all have that, right? But they change how they react to what's negative and how the attitude toward it, because you can control your attitude, right? So persistency, number 3. Persistency and consistency. My God, this is a big one. If you're not good at something, how do you get good at it? If you're a bowler, you know, for example, I'm a bowler. I can probably do a 200 game. Maybe not so much now. I'd have to practice a little bit. How do you get to that point where you're bowling really, really well? Your practice. When I learned a song, when I was a professional drummer back in the day, man, to learn a song, I had to play that song literally on a record player. We didn't have CDs. Hundreds of times, and listening to the track over and over and over again until I could figure out, what is he hitting? Do I need to buy another piece of equipment to accomplish that piece of the song? I had to step out and work my tail off, but I could see myself playing it in my mind. I could see it as broad daylight, but then I had to actually physically go out there and do the work to learn it. It was the process of doing the work that developed the skill to where now, even though I haven't really picked up a pair of sticks in many, many years, I can probably sit down on a set anywhere and do something with it that may make some good sound. I don't know. And I've done that. Where literally just out of the blue, you're asked to go up, you play, you have some fun, and it sounds really, really good. Even though I haven't done it professionally in decades, really, I guess. I mean, since I'm a young man. There's just no time for that right now. But I love playing drums. I had a passion for it, and I applied myself. I was excited about it, and that's what I did. So developing the skills takes a little bit of work, and you have to do it with enthusiasm and know that it's not really work. When I was in the studio, with Mike Scotto, and he's probably going to be watching this, my singer at the time, we worked and we sweated, we were hot, we would 5, 6, 7 hours trying to go over a set for a show. It didn't matter because we were having fun. Exhausting, yeah. I mean, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I had a job, I had children, I had a house, I had a lot going on, and yet I still had the time to learn a song and play it and then perform it somewhere, hopefully for a salary, right? It's awesome stuff. Number 4, oh my God, this is a big one. Stay positive. Staying positive is the key. One of the things that I believe I'm very strong with is my ability to recover very quickly when something negative happens. It's not that easy to do, but it's a skill set that I've developed. I've realized that I have 2 options. I can be upset about something or happy. I can make that decision, and I can figure out a way to, if I want to go from sad to happy, I can bring myself to that point by changing the thoughts that I'm choosing to think. I can literally change my mind almost in an instant. Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. Any of us could do that. The brain is a computer. You don't like what it's thinking, just change what you're thinking. Pull out a different thought. Find something to be happy about. When you're working really, really hard, being positive is a skill set. It'll become natural to you, and it goes right back to what I said before, persistency. It's a skill set. If you consistently react positively, no matter what's going on around you, guess what? You're going to stay positive, and it's going to become an instinctive thing to do, and when you're positive, you'll attract more positivity, and you'll feel better about it. I mean, who wants to walk around miserable all day long? It's just not worth it, and it's just time-consuming. I'd rather be happy than sad. How about you? 5, you want to leave a legacy, you have to think long-term. If you're thinking short term, if you're thinking about what you need to do to get to where you already believe you are, if you're following step number 1, then here's the problem with that. Don't let the how cancel out your why, because if you think through every single step that you have to take to accomplish something, then the fear is going to kick in. False expectations are going to appear real to you. You're going to look at every single thing. I would never get on a plane if the pilot said, hey, welcome on board. We're heading out to San Francisco. Maybe we'll get there. I want to make sure that plane's getting there. I'm getting off that plane. The pilot knows where he's going. He's already got it in a computer. It's already set up. He just takes off the plane, makes some changes along the way, because guess what? Stuff is going to get in the way, right? Like, think about that. Things will happen that are not, according to you, part of the plan, but they are part of the plan because there's no coincidences. Again, begin with the end in mind. Everything that happens in between is actually part of the process to get you that what you were thinking you already have right now. I hope that makes sense. So leaving like you want to allow for detours. You have to allow for detours. You have to allow for things to occur because that may be what you need to learn from to get you to the next level. And God knows where you're going, right? So you need to understand that. Number 6, the last and final one, have no excuses. You know, we all have excuses to like noses. We all have them, right? I like to use excuses as a basis for moving forward. It's not going to be about why I don't want to do something. If I really need something done, I'm going to do it. And if an excuse pops up in front of me, I'm thinking, okay, how do I work through that, get rid of that, and just keep moving forward? You know, like I said, if you understand just a few things here, you can understand this. You have everything in your life that you need right now. You know, we're just a phone call away. If you have a mentor, reach out to that mentor. If you have somebody that you trust, reach out to them. Don't sit down and wait for the universe to come to you. Reach out and say, I command you to do for me what I need. It's up to you to decide to do that. And guess what? With the positivity, the consistency, the effort, you'll get where you want to go. You know, that's pretty much it here. I just know when we do these things, the first time I ever did a video, oh my God, I remember thinking, what am I out of my mind? Who's going to care what I have to say? But if you're 20 years old, you've had 7,300 days of life. 7,300 days. That's like 20,000 hours, 200,000 hours of life or something. I don't even, how much content is that? If you're a 40-year-old person and you simply work 8 hours a day, how much time have you put into a job? You can't find a half an hour to set aside to develop a stronger mindset? Are you kidding me? Turn off the stupid TV. Spend a half an hour reading a good book. Get on a webinar. Talk to somebody that's already successful and has already walked through that minefield that maybe you want to travel down. My God, you have everything you need right now. So if you follow that idea, that you're perfect the way you are, that you have hours and hours and years and decades of experience in life, your story needs to be told. Your story needs to be out there. You need to share your life with other people, and if you do that, you may change someone else's life. Think about that. There might be somebody right now that's exactly where you might have been 2 years ago, but you're not talking about it because you're afraid to talk about it, because you think, oh, it was a negative. I don't want to think about that. Nonsense. You've learned what not to do. Why not share that with people? Why not go out there and put that out there? Create a video like this. Go on Facebook and just put a nice post up. People will react to that. They'll see, hey, he or she, they're going through what I went through. Oh my God, maybe, can I talk to them about it? Maybe they can help me out. Maybe just one post of yours can change someone's life. Do you think about that? Again, like I said earlier, we didn't have this technology. We didn't have this worldwide focus that we could just pull people in. 2 billion people on Facebook alone. These are all people that are interacting and developing relationships and friendships, and you're a part of that stream. It's like a giant hive mind, for Pete's sake. It is changing the way things are done, and it may be positive and negative. I think it's a lot more positive than negative. So with that, I hope everyone has a great night. If you get anything out of these little videos, share them, comment on them. If you're seeing it as a replay, put replay on the bottom over there. Send me a message, say thank you, or say, what are you talking about? Or if there's something you would like me to talk about, reach out to me and ask me. I'll put something together. I mean, there's so many things on my mind. I don't even know what to talk about sometimes. I just know I love doing it and I want to share. So God bless. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you soon.